is in need of a second date update with a woman named Carolyn, and we're going to try to help him out. Hi, Eddie.
Hey, guys. How's it going? Good morning.
Good morning. Thanks for coming on, putting yourself out there.
Yeah.
So how'd you meet Caroline?
So we actually met on Match, and honestly, I don't really know what I'm doing here. My coworkers kind of egged me on to give you a call. I work with a whole lot of women, and they like to take a lot of interest in my dating life. They've even, yeah.
Are you hopelessly single? Is that why everyone's trying to get you hooked up?
I guess so. I wouldn't put me in that category, but I guess that's where I've fallen into.
Okay.
Yeah.
They obviously think you're a catch if they're trying to get you hooked up with someone.
I like to think of myself as a catch. I like to be humble, but, I am successful. I have my own house. I don't see why I'm having so much trouble in my dating life, but here we are.
So you met Caroline on Match.
Right. And it was a really, really good date. I had a great time. And, afterwards I came into the office and I told the girls all about it. And they agreed that it sounded like it was a really good date. And, they just kept asking me every day if I talked to her. And I just was like, no word yet. And I've tried to call, but she's just not calling me back. So that's why they egged me on to give you guys a call.
Yeah. Are you historically picky when it comes to dating?
Not really. As long as the conversation is flowing and it feels natural and I'm not thinking about what I need to say next, usually that's a go for me. I'm a very laid back guy. I really don't know exactly what happened here because, again, I thought we were vibing really good and I had a really great time. Drinks ended up turning into dinner, so I can't see why, she's ghosting me.
Well, what would you say is remarkable about her?
She is just very attractive. Like I said, we just had a lot to talk about. It turns out that we're actually both from the Chicago area. We moved here for jobs about 10 years ago. We both really love it here, but we miss Chicago, especially the pizza.
Of course.
And, we even joked about ordering Lou Malnati's and cooking it together, giving me every signal and sign that this would turn into another date. So I'm just really lost right now.
Okay.
I mean, even after dinner, I walked her to her car. She hugged me. She thanked me for a nice time. And I said, talk to you soon. And she said, that sounds great. And that's been it. Total silence on her end now.
Yeah. What's her situation? Do you think she's on Match looking for a relationship, or do you think she's more of a casual dater? Do you think she has other irons in the fire right now? Did she get into that at all?
I mean, she told me that she was looking for a serious relationship, and that's what I'm looking for, and that's kind of what got the ball rolling, really.
Right. What feedback have you gotten from the women in your office? You said they kind of pushed you to call second date update. Would you have let it go if they hadn't pushed you, or is this bugging you enough that you really want to know?
This is definitely bugging me. This is just not my thing. I usually don't call into radio shows, but I hadn't even had the idea to give you guys a call about this, but they kept putting it in my head and egging me on. So I thought, why not? I have nothing to lose, and it is kind of bothering me, and it'll also get all them to shut up about it. So
yeah,
that's funny.
Yeah.
I don't have any other questions. Do you guys have any? Okay. Why don't we take a break? When we come back, we'll call Caroline and see what she thought. Caroline, he met her on Match, and I guess the date was originally supposed to be just drinks, but they hit it off so well, drinks ended up turning into dinner. Very easy to talk to, didn't feel any awkward moments with her at all, found her to be very attractive, and what's funny is the women in Eddie's office have been pushing him, I guess, to get out there. At least that's the sense that I got from what you were saying.
So they must think
Eddie.
you're a good catch. Do you know exactly what it is about you that they think makes you the perfect boyfriend, husband, father?
I'm a people person. I really love to talk. So maybe just how I banter, pretty much.
Yeah. Easy to get along with.
Would you say the women in your office are mostly older than you?
No, they're all around my age.
Yeah, that helps.
Yeah.
Are they all taken?
That was my thought.
Not all all of them, but, I would never really think about dating a coworker. Again, it's kind of a red flag for me. So,
Yeah.
They're not really in the picture.
Yeah. The other thing that Eddie and Caroline have going for them is the fact that they have so much in common. They're both from the Chicago area. They both moved down here for jobs about 10 years ago. Did I get that right? Did you both move down here for jobs 10 years ago, or was it just you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was just a funny coincidence that we had moved down exactly 10 years ago and for the same reason. And again, that's just another reason that the conversation just was so fluid.
Slow, and you like a lot of the same things, so you think after hitting it off as well as they did, a second date would have been a no-brainer, but he reached out once or twice, and there's been no response from her, and the ladies in Eddie's office are like, well, get on the phone, call Jeff and Jen. You got to get a second date update. Let's find out what happened there, and I appreciate you doing that.
Oh, I appreciate you guys.
You ready to call her?
I'm ready. Let's figure this out.
Let's figure it out.
Hello?
Caroline?
Yes, this is.
All right, Caroline, it's Jeff, Jen, Fritch, and Tim at Q102. How are you this morning?
Hi.
Morning.
I'm doing good. How are you guys?
Doing good.
We're good. I get the sense you know why we're calling.
Mm-hmm.
Please tell me it's not a second date update.
Oh, come on. It'll be fun.
Oh, all right.
Now, talk to us about Eddie. First of all, are you dating anyone else right now, or is Eddie the only date you've been on recently?
No, I'm not dating anybody else right now. Eddie is the only date in pretty recent history that I've gone out on. And it was fun. It was a fun date, but there's one gigantic thing that concerns me.
And what is that?
He doesn't have any guy friends, like literally no guy friends, which is weird to me at his age when all he's doing is talking about the women that he works with in his office. Like he plays cards with them and he's in a bowling league with them. And I even asked him who he hangs out with other than the people that he works with. And he talked about his best friend, Julie, another woman, and how they vacation together with other women. And it's just, I'm sorry, it's just weird. It's just weird.
Well, I guess I'm really weird too, because I don't really have many guy friends.
Dudes, you don't do dude stuff.
No, I have a couple of guys in our inner circle that I get together with our spouses.
Yeah.
But we almost never get together on our own.
Yeah.
But at least you have a couple guy friends. Like I've known guys like that who only ever hang out with women, and not to like stereotype, but they either turned out to be gay or they're sleeping with like one, or they've slept with like all of them, or like there's always some sort of like intimate connection.
Yeah. So, I mean, Jeff, we know you're straight. So, were you sleeping with a bunch of these friends?
Not while in a relationship.
Sorry, I just don't.
It's okay. Jeff gave a lawnmower to a guy because he slept with his wife and his sister.
Oh, my God.
I don't think I know this story. What?
Okay, first of all, they were no longer together.
That's true. Ex-wife. I should say ex-wife. Yeah.
And they didn't happen at the same time.
No, there were a few weeks.
And he was very good at yard work.
He loved your lawnmower.
And he mowed my lawn, and so that was, it just
right.
Between everything, all summed up seemed fair. That was a very long time ago and a story for another day. Back to you, Caroline. Or I guess I would ask Jen.
Right. Yeah.
Caroline thinks it's weird that he doesn't have any guy friends. Do you think that's weird?
I think it's, I would be probably questioning it a little bit. And I would have to really ask myself, how comfortable would I be if I were in a relationship with this guy, and when we go our own separate ways to have our own interests, which I would hope that we both would, that he's going to bridge night with the ladies while I'm meeting up with my friends for drinks, or he's, in a bowling league with the ladies. It would be very awkward. And if I got together with him and all these girls, it feels, if he's got his dude secrets with his dudes, That's like a dude thing. But if he's got all these like work secrets and these little things,
These little inside
jokes
things, right?
With a group of women,
That feels
I
different.
think it feels very different. You go back to Billy Crystal. Men and women cannot be friends.
I think they
But
can.
I don't know.
I think they can, but it's not the majority. I think the
Doesn't
majority of
happen
people
often.
can't deal with it, handle with it, work through it. I think some people can,
Yeah.
but not most.
Without there
Yeah.
being some sexual
Yeah.
component there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's hard to trust a guy who doesn't have any guy friends in his life. Like, it's hard. It's hard for me. It's hard for me.
It's interesting. Okay, let's ask Eddie about this. Eddie, you want to chime in here? I'm just curious what your thoughts
Yeah.
are on this. Has anyone ever said that to you before?
So I just want to clear the air. I do have guy friends. They're just back in Chicago and in other parts of the country. I just haven't really met any guys that I click with here. And, after college and stuff, it's kind of hard to make friends outside of work for me usually, just because I work a lot. And it's just been always a thing that I kind of gravitate towards the people I work with. And it just so happens that I work in an office filled with women. It's not really my fault, but I'm not going to like be somebody I'm not and like ignore them and be like, I can't be friends with you because you're all women.
Right.
But again, I don't date people who I work with. It's a big red flag for me. That's just like not how I am. I'm not like sleeping with all of them.
You're not sleeping with all of them, but are you sleeping with one or two?
None of them. None of them.
Okay, clarify.
Again, that's just not me. I would find it incredibly awkward at work afterwards. I don't play where I eat. Play where I don't exactly know the term to use here.
You don't get your meat where you get your bread.
Bam. Yeah, something like that.
Guys make friends a lot of the time out of convenience. We make friends with people who are accessible to us or already within our presence. Guys don't really work hard at reaching out and seeking friendships or relationships like women do. And if he happens to live or work in an environment where he's surrounded by mostly women, chances are for a guy, most of his friends are going to be women. If he's working with mostly men, I guarantee you most of his friends would probably be men. It's out of convenience.
There is truth to that.
Mm-hmm. I hear that, and I can totally understand that. But honestly, it would drive me crazy to be with somebody who only has female friends. So I can't. It would drive me nuts.
I'll bet it'd be pretty telling if you were to go on an outing with him and his female friends just to see what the dynamic is like and how they react and respond to him. Because if you sense there's some sexual tension there or some attraction there, then I can see why you would find that suspicious.
Well, it sounds like they're the ones that are trying to find him someone to date.
Yeah, I mean, they actually sound pretty supportive.
They are.
Yeah, it could be
know.
interesting. One of them could turn out to be your very best friend.
I have a lot of friends. I'm good. A lot of female friends. I have my friends. I'm just really weirded out that you don't have your friends, and I don't want to waste my time with somebody who's just gonna end up dating one of his good female friends in the long run. Like, that's what I feel like. I feel like I'm teeing you off for another woman.
I don't know how to get her over that.
Yeah, I don't think it's a match.
Yeah, I'm not trying to make anyone feel awkward or like self-conscious or constantly be worrying about something. So if that's what you're thinking our relationship would become, then I totally hear you. I'm not trying to waste your time like that. So I get it. That's not who I am. And I thought you got a good read of me a little bit better than this, but it is what it is.
Okay.
Hey, Eddie, you want to go out for drinks, get beers one time?
I'm down, man. Anytime.